Joining me is Rafik Mansour, the United States Chargé d'Affaires to Singapore. The topic is the celebration of the 55th anniversary of formalized relations between the United States government and the Republic of Singapore. Welcome to the show, Rafik.
Thank you, Glenn. Delighted to be with you.
A huge anniversary, and give us the overview. What is happening right now with the U.S.-Singapore relationship?
Well, as you pointed out, April 4th, we are celebrating 55 years of diplomatic ties. This is when we first opened our embassy here in 1966. And this year, we are celebrating throughout the year. So it's not just the month of April. So some of the things that you and your listeners can look forward to, we will have a symposium series that will include high-level webinars which will focus on different aspects of the rich bilateral relationship that we have with Singapore. That will include defense, security, economic, people-to-people ties. We are also planning a photo exhibition to showcase the milestones in our relationship, including photos from personal collections from the last 55 years. Now, it's Singapore, and so it's always makan time. And so we are going to celebrate our common food culture through a chocolate making workshop, mixing Singaporean and American flavors, as well as other explorations of food connections. Now, how do we keep track of all of this? How do you keep track of all of this? Because we really want Singaporeans and Americans from all over the world to participate. So we are going to be launching a dedicated website with a photo gallery, program information, and calendar of events so that everyone can take part in the celebration.
Rafik, there sounds like there is a lot happening with this celebration. And as you look at the relationship, of course, this relationship is nothing new. Americans have been in Singapore since the early 1800s. In fact, Joseph Balestier, the first designated ambassador, if you will, or chargé for the Straits settlements, and I believe it was 1836. So this relationship
Absolutely.
is long and goes much farther back than just the 1960s.
You're absolutely right. Thank you for pointing this out, Glenn, because Singapore, of course, got its independence in 1965. The United States recognized the independence of Singapore in 1965. We opened our embassy on April 4, 1966. At the time, our Chargé d'Affaires was Richard Donald. But as you pointed out, consular ties go back to 1836 with Consul General Joseph Balestier. The way we look at it is those past 55 years are just the beginning. Yeah, and the ties, the partnership between the United States and Singapore are going from one strength to another. We share many interests, we share many values, and when you look at it, whether on the defense, security, business, trade, but also people-to-people ties, the relationship is very strong and thriving.
And Rafik, you know, there are some 25,000 or so Americans in Singapore. Many of them were actually quite grateful to be here, especially during the pandemic year. But the 4,000 or so American businesses here really added a lot into the economy, not just in terms of dollars, but jobs for Singaporeans and advancing technology and trade in a way that is very significant to both Singapore and the United States.
Very well said, Glenn. We have 4,500 US businesses in Singapore. Believe it or not, they employ 200,000 people in this country, and most of those employees are Singaporeans. We're very proud of that, but it's not just the job creation that we are proud of. We are also proud of the professional development. These American companies, they invest in the professional development of their employees. The internships for young Singaporean men and women, that's very important for us. You know, recently there was a Straits Times survey about the best employers in Singapore. 5 of the top 10 were American employers, and 50 of the 150 are American employers. So that's very special for us. And by the way, the job creation is not only in Singapore. And as you know very well, the first free trade agreement that the United States signed with any Asian country was here with Singapore over 15 years ago. And the trade relationship that we have with Singapore helps create about 250,000 jobs in the United States.
Amazing stats there. Talking with Rafik Mansour, the United States Chargé d'Affaires in Singapore, on the celebration of the 55th anniversary of formalized ties between Washington and Singapore. Are there other elements, cultural or otherwise, that you think will continue to be strengthened between the two nations?
We are the largest foreign direct investor in this country at about $250 billion US. Another area that's very important for us is the people-to-people ties. Believe it or not, Glenn, 1/2 of the current cabinet of Singapore is US educated at one stage of their education or another. We are very proud of that. It helps us speak the same language in more ways than one. Our military relationship continues to be very strong, but also our non-military security cooperation is expanding, whether in counterterrorism, counterproliferation, cyber defense. Again, the relationship is very rich, diverse, just like our countries and just like our people.
As you look forward to this coming year of celebrations and marking this relationship, you talked about some of the cultural things, the food elements, things like that. How soon will people be able to see a schedule of events or be able to know what's coming up so that they might be able to take part in some of these 55th anniversary celebrations?
Absolutely. I invite people to start checking the social media platforms of the embassy starting next week. But again, this is not just a 1 week or a 1 month event. This is a whole year commitment to celebrating this very rich relationship, this very powerful and consequential partnership in one of the most exciting areas of the world, the Indo-Pacific. And we want people to participate. We want people to send in their ideas. I just shared with you some of the ideas that we have at the embassy, but we will be inspired by people's ideas. And so please check our social media platforms starting next week, and let's make this a beautiful 55 anniversary celebration.
Fantastic. We're looking forward to it. Our thanks to Rafik Mansour, the United States Chargé d'Affaires at the U.S. Embassy here in Singapore. Happy anniversary, happy 55th anniversary, and congratulations. We look forward to seeing some of the celebrations that are coming up, Rafik.
Happy 55th anniversary to the United States and Singapore. Thanks, Glenn. Take good care.